In this video, I'm going to show you how you can run your code without downloading Node. So if for some reason you don't want to or were not able to successfully install Node.js, that's okay. I can show you a way that you can still run your code using the web browser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an HTML file and I'm going to call it index.html. So just like a JavaScript file has to have a JS after the dot, an HTML file has to be .html at the end. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to set up a very simple HTML file. The first thing that I need is I need to tell the computer that this is going to be an HTML file. So I'm going to use this less than symbol as an opening bracket. I'm going to say exclamation mark, and then in all caps I'm going to say doc type HTML. And then next I'm going to write my first HTML element, and that is simply going to be HTML. So everything that I write in here will be used to create my display. There's two things that I need to put inside of this HTML element, and that is the head and the body. So I'm going to say opening bracket, head, and then we're going to say opening bracket / and that's going to close the head. I'm not going to discuss much about HTML here. And next we need to create the body. And this is where we are going to put anything that would be actually displayed on the screen. All right, so there's a little bit of housekeeping in here. I'm going to add some other attributes to this. I don't really need it for this program, but I think it's just good to have it in case we want to put something in here. So I'm going to tell the computer that my language is going to be English. I'm also going to include another element inside of my head, and that's going to be a meta element. And I'm going to tell it what sort of characters to use. So I'm going to say char set, stands for character set, equals, and it's going to be UTF-8. I can also add in a title if I want. If I want something to show up in the top of the browser, on the browser tab, that I can type something here. So I'll just say in here, I'll say vSchool tutorial. And when I run this, I'll see vSchool tutorial up on the tab. So we're not going to put anything on the page. We're only going to use the browser JavaScript engine. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a script tag. Again, the emphasis here is on using the browser to run our JavaScript and not creating websites at this point. So what I can do in here is I can give this script a source. So what the script tag is doing is it is putting JavaScript into my web page, and any JavaScript that I write in here will be executed. So if I say, hey, go console log something, or if I want to add some actions to a button, I can do that inside of the script tag. But what I can also do is I can give this script tag a source, and I can write the JavaScript in another file. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say source equals, and then I'm going to give it a file name. So here I'm going to use test.js. So I don't have a test.js, so I'm just going to create a new file in here. I'm going to call it test.js. And now any JavaScript that I write in this file will be run on the web page when I open and run this HTML file. So just to demonstrate this, I'll say console.log, and I'll say this is coming from the test.js file. All right, so now we have a few options. If you configured Visual Studio Code using the example that I gave you, then you can simply open up this index.html file and press Command L. And it should give you, it'll just run these commands, and then it'll automatically open up a browser for you. If you don't want to do that, another thing that you can do is you can right click or double click on this index.html file and click on Open in Browser. Both of those will do the exact same thing. They'll take this file and they'll open it up. So you can see here at the top I have vSchool tutorial, but I'm going to use this one. And so now once you get in here, you have a few different options. To access the developer tools, you can click on this menu bar on the top right, come down to More Tools, and then click on Developer Tools. And this will open up your developer tools, usually at the bottom of your page, but it could be anywhere. If you look here, you can see that it says this is coming from the test.js file. And you can ignore this error. Now there's another way that I like to open this. It's going to be quicker and easier. It's just to right click or to double click on the screen and click inspect. And then you can click on console right here. And this is where you'll see your console. So if you were not able to successfully install Node.js, you can run all of your code in here. So let's come back to test.js, and I will just create a variable. I'll say var my fave color, and I'll say equals red, and I'll just console.log my fave color. So anything that you write in here, you can write code, and then you can come back over here and just refresh the page. You can either click on this little refresh button right here, or you can press Command R, and that will also refresh the page. And now you can see red. So you can run all of your code inside of this console if you're not able to successfully download Node and you're not using it in the console over here.